Welcome into our first playoff edition of Roundball Roundup. That handsome fellow over there is AJ Feldman, and I'm Carl Jones.
Now, if you have been paying any attention to Section 5 basketball season, you know that on paper we were primed for a wild and crazy AA boys basketball bracket.
And tonight, the games lived up to the hype and then some with some absolute instant classics. We'll start in the city, where we get round 3 of McQuaid and Edison Tech. We go to the 4th, and Venters down 1. David John Lipscomb with the sidestep J. Next possession for McQuaid, Chris Woodard knocks down the fadeaway to retake the lead. Back and forth game here down the stretch. Less than a minute to go. Brandon Latson gets the steal and hits the B button right here to get the easy deuce in transition. Edison goes up by 5, but the Knights keep swinging. Will Taylor, tray ball, corner, pocket to cut into the lead. And after a pair of McQuaid free throws were tied at 49, 10 seconds left, Mike Morgan calls game. Every kid's dream with the buzzer beater in the playoffs. Edison Tech goes on to the semifinals as they win 51-49.
Over at Victor, top-seeded Blue Devils hosting Rush Henrietta. Royal Comets, they were up 16 in the 4th. But here come the Blue Devils. Nick Leonard, the hoop and the harm, that makes it 58-50. Then Cam Ryan for 3. Victor goes on a 13-1 run. They were down just 4. But the Royal Comets regather themselves. Mason Giorgione beats the press. Lead is back up to 6. 2:30 to go. Toby Wright initiates the contact, gets it to fall, but Victor has another counter punch. Garrett Clark, the tough bucket. Blue Devils get within 2, but with just over a minute left, they go to Mr. Wright. Literally, Toby Wright, the dagger from the corner. RH gets the upset win. They'll take on Hilton, who beat UPrep in overtime.
And staying in AA, Aquinas and Fairport playing for the right to take on Edison Tech. We pick things up in a second. Jake Kuhlman knocks down the triple to pull the Red Raiders within 1. But the Little Irish take off from there. Jack Blyer with the step-back 3 right there, pulling off his best James Harden impression. Aquinas in transition, Miles Blackwood with the strong take to the cup. Yeah, that's weight room right there, my man. And a little later, Blyer, nothing but net to put the Little Irish up 12. Aquinas cruises to a 75-52 win.
Over to some girls action. Sutherland hosting Brockport in the Class A 4-5 matchup. Blue Devils down 15 at the half, trying to get back in it. Ava Velletri spots up the corner 3 to cut into the lead. But the Knights had all the answers in this one, and they were making the questions. Annie Dodge, the freshman, spots up the jumper. Then Leora Cook, the crossover, the foul, and the bucket. She led the Knights with 19 points. They get the win 58-45. They'll battle top-seeded Mendon in the semis. On the other side of the Class A bracket, number 3 Schroeder hosting 6-seeded HFL. And you know, Carl, they charge $5 to get into these sectional games. Mariah Watkins was worth the price of admission tonight. She was doing everything. Corner 3 here, an early 9-1 lead. Later, in transition, good luck stopping her, the bucket and the foul. To the second quarter, Schroeder runs their signature play, give the ball to Watkins. She scored 42 points tonight, outscored HFL by double digits. They win 69-33. Canandaigua will try and slow down Watkins in the semis.
Yeah, Watkins is pretty good, pretty good.
Real good.
Out to Greece, Olympia playing host to Newark. In the 4th, Talia Murray with the little floater off the glass right here. Spartans trail just by 10. Next trip down for the Reds. Isabel Robeson with a tough finish underneath to push the lead back up to 12. Newark on a run now to Kyla Vaughn, executing the out-of-bounds play to perfection with the easy 2. Newark pulls off the upset win as they get it 68-48.
It was a classic battle of Hymenatra in the Bees of Byron Burgeon, taking on the Hornets from Eugenio Maria de Hostess. Hornets are the top seed in C3, but the Bees were buzzing. Ryan Muscarella for 3. Burgeon down just 53-45 after the 3rd. But Eugenio Maria swarmed in the 4th. Ninos Mack opened for 3. That'll sting. That's Julia Ruiz, a one-man fast break, sweet like honey. Hornets defend their hive. They get the win 73-62.
I love that, AJ.
I had a lot of fun with that, Carl.
Back out to Pittsburgh. Top-seeded Minion taking on Churchill Chili. Midway through the 1st, Jackson Green going coast to coast right here. Jackson, I need a dunk, man. Come on.
We're begging for it.
The Saints trying to fight back. Jason Gibbs with an in-and-out floater action. Saints trail just by 4 after the 1st. Beginning of the 2nd now, Matt Woods, Green, Bean. Minion doing Minion-type things in this one. They pull away with a 75-52 win. McQuaid and Canandaigua going at it for the right to take on those Vikings. We pick things up in the fourth. Braves down 13. Callum Outhouse banks in the tray ball. The bank is never open that late for me on a Friday. But a few possessions later, Ryan Heath says, "You reach, I teach," with the smooth finish in traffic. And a little later, off of a turnover, Heath again, this time with the little rim grazer. A couple more calf raises. You got that next time, my man. McQuaid pulls away late with a 64-45 win.
Carl needs a dunk. He needs a dunk. And in C1, undefeated Rochester Academy taking on Marcus Whitman. The Racers race out to an early lead. Cam McDonald behind the back to Josiah Hayward. Then Deontay Major putting his defender in the torture chamber. Racks up 19-12 after the first. The Wildcats, they get hot in the second. Connor Tomian, money from three. Then it's Nolan Lee. They go back-to-back from distance. They would tie this game up at 24, but the Racers had too much firepower. Christian Coleman, Rochester Academy gets the win 65-54. They will take on Canisteo Greenwood in the semis. Well, coming up after the break, the Amherst, they return to action after a brief hiatus.
And the Sabres look to get back on track against the Blues.
But first, here's some more Section 5 playoff scores.
And coming up tomorrow, the Syracuse Orange host Duke for Coach K's last trip to the Carrier Dome.
And we've got state wrestling finals in Albany. 15 wrestlers from Section 5 advancing to the semis. Expect multiple winners to come from that bunch.
But that's all the time we have for you tonight. We will see you next week for championship weekend on both Friday and Saturday night.
Things are getting good. They're already good. They're going to be great next week. For Carl Jones, I am AJ Feldman. Have a great rest of your night, and we will see you next time.